everybody. It's meteorologist Ben Cathy here at 11:12, coming live on our digital platforms, including Facebook. I'm going to log in on the WVLT account because I want this to be a back and forth. But we had some damage confirmed in extreme southern Loudon County in the Holt Road, Stockton Valley Road. Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley and I were live for that from the end of the 8 o'clock show on until 9:33 as we had that tornado warning after the actual damage. We don't know if it was a tornado or a microburst. Ultimately, probably doesn't actually matter because it was such a small area, but unfortunately at least 4 injuries, 4 people had to be transported to local hospitals after these photos that you're seing. So those photos are from the Tennessee Highway Patrol. They're all from extreme southern Loudon County in a very rural area. This is farmland, so we saw some big grain bins just absolutely tossed like a pool toy or something. But we will get some of your questions if you guys have any of those questions. I did get some questions earlier about, hey, why didn't my phone buzz? Why didn't my NOAA weather radio not buzz? This warning came as there's this AWIPS software upgrade. Basically, some of the products that are out there, some of the weather alerts all down for a couple of days. Just unlucky timing. That also just happened with the Nashville office of the Weather Service when we had those warnings in Fentress and Cumberland County last week. So more pictures here. That's really kind of what we're talking about. Our Sade Ray, our newest face here at WVLT, she's live at noon. She's talked to the Loudon County Sheriff. First got word from Corporal Bingle down at the Sheriff's office before the top of the hour. Then we got that for you as breaking news on at 9 o'clock, and then we had the warning. But they had dozens of first responders down there. We've got line crews working, and we'll talk about what's still out there. But still don't know if it was a tornado or if this was a microburst. Again, the damage hit. That was me. Looked nearly identical. Let me grab my. What's that? Yeah, can you grab my clicker? I just dropped it. Whitney Turner playing double duty. She's going to grab my clicker here. So we've got that damage out there. This is what it looks like in Gatlinburg right now. Is the storms are moving in. Thank you, Whitney. Appreciate it. She's the best. Okay, so in all seriousness, 4 injuries. And there was that damage from the fast-moving storms. Downpours in Gatlinburg right now. The big threat for damaging winds has pushed by, although this Union County cell will be watching for you. This is pushing back into the mountains of Blount County. I know the radar looks clear back to the west, but we're not quite done. When you turn on the lightning, notice all the lightning is in North Carolina. But the damage report, this was all probably within 60 seconds. 8:37-ish, 8:37 to 8:38, and you can see why there was a little bit of initial confusion on the county. I've drawn on the yellow markers here. So the bottom is Monroe. Where that tree snapped icon is, that's Loudon, Holt Road, and Stockton Valley Road. And then Roane County is right next to it. So it's right there. And all of that happening around 8:37. But all the damage reports that we've seen were in that Philadelphia Sweetwater area. This is what it looks like by noon. Still a few showers after some sunshine. This is the upper low coming in. We did have that risk for severe weather. It was only a 1 out of 5 today. I talked about power outage potential the past few days. Additional rainfall where you live. A little bit this afternoon. You can kind of see those stripes. That's the upper low cutting through. Even with the sunshine today, man, we cannot really warm up because those showers that come in will be cold. They're pulling in cold air from thousands of feet up. Let's take you to the rest of the forecast. Tomorrow, looking pretty good. Not perfect. I'm not so certain that we'll have storms in Knoxville, but maybe like Morristown, Sneedville, a couple showers. Sunday looks okay too. This is your weekend planner. Let's see. Yeah. Do you guys see any questions? I don't see any on my Facebook page, but if you do, pass them along to me and our digital team. I think the next interesting talker is Saharan dust early next week, coupled with wildfire smoke from Canada at the end of the weekend. So it's not going to hurt our forecast or anything, but it may be a little, like, what is that? So just to reiterate, reason for this Facebook Live is the damage and the injuries from an early morning storm that came through before the warning was issued, right around 8:37, 8:38, a super quick drop of wind or a quick touchdown of a tornado only in that Stockton Valley Road, Holt Road at the extreme southern end of Loudon County. Super fast action by first responders. I mean, super fast. They were on it like that. Loudon County Sheriff, Tennessee Highway Patrol, lineman crews. It was incredible how fast they responded. Let's go back, if we can, David, to see some of these pictures. Our digital team has put together some of the newest stuff. These pictures are in within the past 20 minutes from the Loudon County Sheriff's Office, showing roof damage to 4 or 5 structures. Carmen, great question. Carmen says, why was the alert so late? So with this line of cells, we sometimes get what's called a spin up, where there's really not much indication on radar, apart from a normal storm, about, it doesn't jump off the page, right? And so then our team actually came in the studio, ran in and said, hey, have you heard anything about damage in Loudon County? I said, no, it's just about to do weather again. And actually I forwarded it to the Weather Service. Then they issued that tornado warning right after that for far eastern Loudon and Blount County. David, you want to go back to those pictures, sir? We'll show people what it looked like. But there's also this software upgrade to answer Carmen's question. And so you may not have gotten that alert via, some people said they didn't hear sirens, others saying they didn't get it on the NOAA weather radio. They actually got it on the WVLT app. But a couple of different reasons. It wasn't the highest severe weather threat today, but we did talk about power outages in that Loudon County area. Sherry, appreciate you watching. You're welcome for the updates. I do want to convey our Sade Ray. She's been doing a heck of a job.
She's supposed to be on TV today from one day. I know they're having some issues real quick.
Okay, so we're trying to get her video live, I think, but we're, technical stuff. The area's got power outages and a lot of people using cameras, so hence the pause there, trying to figure that out. She'll be live at noon. Evan Lasik is also talking with the Weather Service. Here's some shed, barn damage, like an industrial shed, and some wood just absolutely ripped apart. If I had to guess, I would say 80 to 90 mile per hour winds, that healthy tree taken down. The most compelling pictures to me, or the newest ones in, that barn you see in the background is absolutely obliterated. And then there was a grain bin tossed against what I think was an oak tree, tree species, not my specialty, but a very healthy, very old tree, and this bin was just tossed against it. Let's see what else we got. Any kind of questions coming in? Any reported injuries? That's from Denise Très-Jolie-Benoit. That is a great question. There were 4 injuries. 4 people were transported to the local hospitals. 4 to 5 structures impacted. I don't have, from Denise, I don't have a report on the severity of the injuries. Allison sharing this with friends and family. What can we expect in Anderson or Knox County? That's from Kathy. A couple more storms this afternoon, not a severe threat. There'll be cold though. There's insulation tossed out there. Are these, I haven't seen these pictures, David. Are you getting them? Is this alive? Okay, just holler at me when it's up so you can tell we're talking behind the scenes here too, getting our newest video up to date. I see some first responder trucks and stuff. This picture right here though, with perhaps a combine, a tractor, taking some big damage. That is a Cougar camper that was rolled right above where it says the word weather. The sheriff's office telling us there were at least 4 injuries, 4 to 5 structures impacted. Denise, you're welcome.
Video's up.
Okay, this is live video from our crew in extreme southern Loudon County. There are still first responders on scene. Notice the sunshine coming back out. These gentlemen wearing the highly reflective gear, of course, with the dozens of first responders out there. They're packing up, though. This is... Okay, I see the grass swing, so I guess... is this a live shot still?
She's fading back video.
Okay, gotcha. So this is... We're all seeing this for the first time. The fresh video coming in. The roof. I think clearly a roof, but I'm not sure if there was a structure beneath it, but that's clearly taken quite a bit of damage. So we're all seeing this for the first time together. So let's stay here live. If you're just joining us, 4 people injured, 4 to 5 structures impacted, numerous trailer campers. I don't want to be confusing this with a mobile home. Campers are flipped. This is in the Philadelphia Sweetwater area of Loudon County off of Holt Road and Stockton Valley Road. I think that's it. Is that we back the camera out? I can't tell if those are flowers or insulation. I don't really know what that is. Let's see. Carmen, you're welcome for the updates. Let's go back and see if there's any more questions. What about Blount County? Any more bad storms coming in? No. We expect a few storms this afternoon. This is that Cougar trailer I mentioned. It looks like it was set up. I don't know if there was anybody in it. I wouldn't speculate. But, I mean, the extender part out the side clearly had been set up. So that rolled. We also heard that as this storm moved east in the Binfield area, in the Blockhouse area, the winds actually had calmed down a huge amount, which is why we think that this possibly could have been a microburst, although we don't know. I would say the winds were probably 80 to 90 miles per hour, possibly 100 to cause wind damage. Again, we'll get the survey, but you've seen a bunch of storms like this, being a meteorologist, and so that's the kind of wind it takes to do that level of roof damage. Believe it or not, to see damage like that to that grain bin, it doesn't take a huge amount. But yeah, fresh video coming in. I mean, this is literally hot off the presses, the raw video from our crew. They'll be live in 35 minutes with Heather, and I think Whitney's doing the noon for us. I just do want to reassure folks that the worst of the storms have passed, and after today, that software upgrade from the Weather Service is complete for our whole area, at least our Tennessee counties. I haven't heard anything about McCreary County or Harlan County. David, can we see some of the video again, sir? Please. We've got this fresh video, new shot coming in from the Stockton Valley area. Very nice looking roof. I mean, it looks new when you see that, and then look at that tree. Ripped down. That's probably 90-mile-an-hour winds. Okay. Tabitha, what about Blount County? So hopefully that answered your question, Tabitha. That's all the questions that I see. But I do want to stick around because there is that fresh video just piping in from our Shade Ray. Evan Lasik talking to the National Weather Service to determine if this was a microburst or straight line winds or tornadoes. So this is moving into the Carolinas. There may be some rough weather towards Charlotte and Raleigh and the Triad. So don't be surprised if your friends and family in that part of the Carolinas get some rough storms. There is Loudon County Fire Rescue Engine, and they've got some, rescue equipment, and they did have to rescue 4 people and take them to the hospital. Isn't that wild though? Look at all that tree damage, and then there's just a piece of lawn furniture sitting there. That's how these storms are. They cause a bunch of damage, and then next door, nothing. There's the power lines or phone lines or something, and there was quite a bit. That's a shed taking quite a bit of damage. What the Weather Service will do oftentimes is actually use a drone, because that way you can see rotational damage better from above. Here's a bunch of housing insulation that was dropped. We often look for that on radar. You might hear us talking about the correlation coefficient. That's what we're looking at. We're looking for twigs and just stuff thrown in the air. On the right side of this, we got that Cougar trailer. This was that roof that was tossed into the nearby trees. And so the damage itself, super confined to like an intersection. But yeah, I do want to note that the Loudon County Sheriff is asking onlookers to avoid the area because you don't want to have like a punctured tire, you don't want to get in the way, and also there could still be active lines that they haven't been able to repair that are down, and they don't want you crossing those. But yeah, fresh video coming in. I'm seeing this along with you guys for the first time. Let's see. But a lot of people have been asking about the lack of a warning. Not even a thunderstorm warning, just another weather statement. So I was able to pass along the first signs of damage. Our newsroom ran in right before 8:50 and said, hey, are you hearing this? It's on the scanners. And we had a report from the Loudon County Sheriff. I mean, literally they had written up a note for us within 10 minutes. So we were able to get that on. And then after that, we got the tornado warning. I just saw our buddy Scott hopping on. Scott, do you have any damage if you're seeing this in Roane County? I know you live really close to this. Kenneth says, that's so crazy. It is. But yeah, Scott, let us know if you had any damage, bud. Fresh video. This might even be a live feed. I'm not sure. Video coming in. So this will all be put together for our noon show. Going through your questions here.
Trees broken.
Yep, so trees snapped. I mean, you can't tell, nobody can tell from that view if it's tornadic or microburst. It'll take that. All right, our good news, our buddy Scott in Roane County nearby did not have any damage. So that's good news. Do you want to wrap things up here, David, as we get more video, or do you want to keep going? Okay. So in that extreme southern corner of Loudon County, there was no damage in Roane, no damage in Monroe, no damage in Blunt, but you see that little tiny bit right there at the corner of Stockton Valley Road and Holt Road. 4 people injured, 4 to 5 structures taking damage. You've seen the video. We'll get sound from the Loudon County Sheriff. Man, they were on it today. They were there in a couple minutes getting those people safely to the hospital. We will see you live at noon, and we'll have updates throughout the course of the day, still in the heart of severe weather season. I'm meteorologist Ben Cathy with the Update Live.